Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. Today we are going to talk about the support systems that are available for international students when they are looking for a job. Yes, a lot of us even start the entire process of university selection itself depending on what are the job opportunities available post the university program, right? But still there are a few common mistakes that international students commit along the way, and let us talk through that in the context of the support systems that are available. Okay, and even before we jump into the support that is available for getting a job and bunch of other things, let me give you an illustration of what happens currently, right, with respect to any job search for an international student. Well, you try to shortlist universities based on the opportunities available after your degree. Then you will start networking with folks once you get that admit. And then once you jump into the college, day one, you will realize that, hey, the competition is super intense, right? And you will start networking with folks frantically. Within a heartbeat, in 3 to 4 months' time, you will start having the internship interviews, right? Then you will be all over the place. 100 interviews, you will apply for every single thing that is possible. Until that point in time, you are always thinking about, hey, I want to apply to job A, I want to apply to role B. You have so much clarity, but all that clarity goes into dustbin once you start having that interviews coming on the campus, right? Then what will you do? You will start giving interviews, and the interviewer will ask you basic questions like, hey, why company XYZ, why role ABC? And you can't answer because you don't even know why you are applying to that particular job in the first place, right? That is the moment when a lot of folks will go back and start thinking about what is the role that I want to apply. Correct? That's a wrong situation to be in to start off with, because it's already 4 months into the program. Your internship interviews are already taking place. So you are wasted a lot of crucial and important time doing nothing. So I hope this video will help you start thinking through in the best way possible so that you are at that particular point in time with a better clarity. So let us start off with what are the support systems that are available for you to be at a better position at that particular point in time, that giving your best shot at that particular interview. The first thing that you should not ignore is your campus placements team itself, or you call it career management team, or you call it whichever way you want. But there are a team of professionals within your international university campus whose primary responsibility is to help you get a job. If there are 200 students in your batch, if there are 400 students in your batch, these guys' responsibility is to make sure that everybody is getting a job. Now, where will they help you? They'll help you understand what is the kind of roles you should be looking at based on your past experiences, right? Based on your past internships, based on your past degrees, right? All these things will start coming into consideration, and you will have these first set of discussions with your career management team. They will also help you in very, very practical ways, such as like improving your resume. They will make sure your resume is like watertight. Depending on what are the roles that you are choosing, they will help you connect with the folks from that specific industry, right? So you should not ignore the potential support that you can actually get from your career management team or the career placements team, right? So please make sure you start reaching out to them. You start building good connections with one or two folks from this network. Okay, where does this career management team usually fail, right? If the entire class has 4 years experience and majority of them are coming from engineering background or business background, and you are also fitting into this typical profile of this class student, then you are good to go with that career management team. But if your profile is very different than the typical class profile, for example, the average class experience is 4 years and you have 9 years experience, then the career management team will struggle to help you because they have 100 resources, and all the 100 resources are geared towards helping folks with 4 years experience or 5 years experience or at the most 6 years experience. But if your experience is falling in a different zone, right, whether it is in terms of experience or whether it is in terms of your background or whether it is in terms of your potential aspirations, right, any of these things don't align with the majority of the class, then career management teams are very tricky. Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's the first support system that you will have. The day one you enter into the campus, these guys will start pitching you and start taking a lot of your time on your calendar, but that is all for good. So that's number one. The second thing, which is again a little bit more informal, is your alumni network, right? Alumni networks are the ones who are more likely to help you than a random LinkedIn contact or even any other kind of contact, because these guys want you in their workplaces. They are your torch bearers, right? They speak about you proudly in their team meetings, and they'll speak about like, hey, this specific individual from my alma mater is a great fit. Why don't you go and interview? Right? That's the kind of recommendation you can get from your alumni. So don't ignore the support that you'll get from an alumni. But again, a quick word of caution with respect to alumni or any other person, right? You might find some people who are a little bit snobbish. Like, yes, every school has some kind of people who are not ready to help, but you should not take their word as the final word and don't even approach anybody in that company again. Right? Let's say that, hey, you're interested in applying to KPMG or let's say PwC or any other company, right? If one of your seniors is working at KPMG and that person tells you that, hey, by the way, Pawan, your resume is not a great fit for KPMG, so you shouldn't apply. Then, okay, there is a good reason for that individual to say that kind of or to give that kind of feedback to me, which is fine. But it should not stop me from applying to KPMG ever again. Right? I should look out for other people. Yes, alums can be good torch bearers for your profile. But end of the day, if the alums are not coming out and helping you, then you have to start looking for other people. But don't assume the fact that, hey, your profile is actually not good for that company. Have at least 3 to 4 point of contacts. If all the 3 or 4 of them say that, hey, yes, this is a not good fit, then you think about it again. But one person saying negatively, please don't consider it as a no. This happens a lot. And yes, a few folks have told me that too, but that should never stop you. And neither did it stop me from doing these things. Okay, so that's number 2. The first one is your career management team, and the second one is your alums. The third one, surprisingly, right, is your professors on the university campus. A lot of professors, right? I would say probably 100% of the professors are always working with corporates, right? Until and unless you go and start engaging with them and you start adding value to these professors in the short run, right? Even if you have 2-year course or a 1-year course, if you start seeing like, hey, some professors' values, some professors' work resonates a lot with you, you start helping them out voluntarily. Right? These guys, in terms of tough times for you, they can offer you a helping hand. They can tell you that, hey, yes, I'm working with these 3 or 4 startups or these 3 or 4 organizations. And if you are looking for a job, you can probably start doing an internship with them. Right? These particular internship opportunities will start giving you exposure into that international job market. Right? And who better than a professor to recommend your work? When a professor is recommending your work, it is usually valued at the highest level possible. Okay, so don't ignore that support system. Usually people don't even talk about professors being a good support system, but trust me, if you get into a good relationship with a professor, they will make sure you get the best possible job. Okay, now the fourth support system that I want to talk about is through, of course, LinkedIn. The major issue with folks doing research on LinkedIn is that if you are interested in consulting, and if your school, if your university, and if your majors is already a target program for consulting, you don't need to go and start networking with folks again who are working in consulting field. Yes, of course, these consultants might help you with giving a referral, but no, these schools already have a set process. Right? My school, for example, INSEAD has a set process with respect to how consulting recruitment happens. So even if somebody is giving a referral, that is an added advantage, agree. But there are a lot of other job roles which doesn't come to my school. I can spend my time on LinkedIn, or I can start spending more time with respect to my alums, right? Looking for other industries. So understand which industries, which organizations come on your campus and have a structured recruitment policy. Don't unnecessarily spend time or don't build your support systems with respect to the industries which already have a good placement process. Go and search for folks from, let's say, investment banking. Go and search for folks from hedge funds, because hedge funds are so small, it will be very difficult for these companies to have a structured recruitment policies on campus. So if you go and actually network with some folks from hedge funds, it makes more sense than networking with consulting companies. Again, if your college is a target college and if your degree, right, your majors is a target degree, in that case, this applies. But if not, look at which companies come on your campus for like regular placements and which companies come on your campus having a structured approach. So think about where you want to start networking accordingly. That is where LinkedIn comes into the picture. You don't necessarily go all out and say that, hey, I want to go into consulting, so I'll start networking with consultants. That's not how it should be done. Now, the fifth support system, right, that is available for each one of us is actually you. Right? You need to start spending time and you need to have that structured outlook about, hey, what is it that I want from each one of these support systems? What do I want from career management team? I need to make sure that my resume is super solid. But these guys probably cannot give me the contacts that I am looking forward to. So I'll reach out to alumni. These are the 5 different alums. Let me see if my career placement team can make the introductions, or if I myself should start making these introductions, right? Number 3, I have done or I have written this white paper with this professor. Let me start building that better relationship with this professor to understand, hey, if I can start leveraging his network to get that right opportunity. Finally, what are the 3 or 4 industries which I have absolutely no insight into, and I can start connecting with folks through LinkedIn. Right? So you need to have this kind of a plan at an individual level, and nobody will give you that plan, by the way. Even if you go to Harvard, even if you go to INSEAD, even if you go to the best school out there, MIT, doesn't matter. Nobody is going to give you this plan. It is you who needs to come up with this plan for yourself. So take some time, understand what is the job role. Take the help from career management team, take the help from alums, and understand what is the job role that you want to do, and start building your entire support system in that particular direction. So with that said, let me add a few important things that you should not be doing. For example, you should not come out as a desperate individual with respect to your job search. I understand there is a lot of money, right, riding because of this entire international education itself is super expensive, but you cannot come out as a desperate individual. It is not looked upon as a positive thing in most of the situations. Right? Number 2, you have to understand that there are a lot of other people involved. Correct? Your career teams, your alums, LinkedIn, professors, bunch of these places, right? You have to make sure that, hey, it is not a one-way street of deriving value from any of these people. In most of the situations, you will be able to add some value. So please do add that. Else, at least make sure that you don't come across as an individual who is not interested in socializing at all, but just there for a job, right? You should not let these kind of things happen. Otherwise, there is no reason why anybody would help you out. Okay, I hope you'll take these things into consideration when you are actually looking for your job, and make sure that you have the best possible shot at your dream job. We'll see you again tomorrow, guys, and take care, and hope you will start applying these tips and tricks soon. If you like the video, please do click the like button and also click on that subscribe button. It will help us reach out to more people. Thank you so much, guys. Take care. Bye.